Hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. I am your host, Sandi Ballard, the super badass business coach. Why? Because I help you realize your badassness so you can do more, be more, and achieve more. And yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, connecting with me on social media. And if you haven't, check out my website, badassbusiness.coach. Because there you can download lots of worksheets that I've used with all my clients and myself. I create them out of my head for something I'm thinking about and need to work through, or perhaps something a client is going through. And so, yeah, that's where they come from. So feel free to download them. It's under the DIY tab. And just look at all the things going on. Obviously my website, my podcast is on there. I have a blog. Feel free to join in on that. My events, my Taboo Tribe women's events, and all that good stuff. So ladies who are listening, go to that website, click on the Taboo Tribe page. There are lots of virtual events and ways to connect with people globally. So do it. There is a membership option, but check it out. It's badass because so are you, men and women. You're listening to this because you are. And there's no more excuses. It's time to welcome the month of March, and it's time to get a move on. So, what's your goal for the month? And okay, women, don't say feed my kids and wash my hair because those are not friggin' goals. Unless for some reason those are just straight up challenges for you, then you probably have some underlying issues, and I have a therapist I can recommend to you. But I truly have seen people post that their goals this week are to prepare their food, to, I guess, meal prep, feed their kids, and wash their hair. And I'm like, those are not goals. Anyway, I digress. What's your goal for the month? It's March. It's the third month of the first quarter, so it's time to kick things up a notch, especially for those of you who tend not to get going until now. It's time to wakey wakey and get shit going. Men and women alike. It's time to level up. Mercury Retrograde is over, so there are no more excuses about that weird shit either. All right. So do you have your goal worksheet? Okay, if you're driving or on a treadmill or out running or on a bike somewhere, you probably don't have it right now, but you're going to need to go get it and look through it and maybe re-listen to this. But just think about this. So listen and then go find your goal sheet and make sure you look at it. Because if you've completed my goal worksheet, that's what I'm going to be talking about with you today. You know, what you would first look at is at the bottom to see if you've achieved your 30 and 60-day goals, the tangible achievements, as I call them, which are short-term goals. If you did, awesome. You know, give yourself a high five right now. And then it's on to the 90-day one. We do this to help create momentum. We start small. You know, what can you do for the first 30 days, so January, February, March, to get moving? But it can also be just a short, quick goal to kick off the year, something to get going, though. That's the whole point. But if you did not achieve them, what happened? Look at the recurring actions, your habits. Did you stick with them? What got in the way? What did you allow to get you off track already? Remember last week's podcast and the last few have all been about identifying what you haven't accomplished and why. What are you avoiding or resisting? You know, what resistance is coming up for you? Are you having fun? Right? So with my goal sheet, and probably damn near all of yours last year, by, this time last year, it might have been thinking you were doing all right, but by April, shit was sideways, and it was all kinds of screwed up. Now, last year, I did achieve a few goals, but it was about 50-50. You know, you can't do a whole lot when the world's shut down, right? So this year, we got to really make sure we're doing the best we can, and don't even think, oh, why should I, in case the COVID is going to continue, because it is going to continue. Let's just freaking deal with it. Let's focus on what we can do and can control. So, looking at your goal sheet, you know, what's on your list? You know, I'm preaching to you and I'm walking the talk. What's on there and what are you loving doing? Or are you using some bullshit excuse to not get going? Even if you did not achieve your 30 and 60-day short-term goals, it's time to look at what your 90-day goal is and what you will do this month to make it happen. You can tweak the shit that didn't happen. You got to identify what got in the way. Because as I talked about last week, I have 2 clients that both told me stories about attachments to words that will help them. But their attachment to the word was from their past, and it's a negative attachment. So they have to reframe it. They have to look at how they can move forward, right? But you can do that and also work on your 90-day goal the next 30 days. And if you haven't looked at my worksheets, again, like I said, go to my website, badassbusiness.coach, go to the DIY section and download it. So this month, you really need to dig deeper, as these short-term goals will create the momentum and the progress that you need to achieve your bigger goals for the year. And then next, looking at the worksheet, let's discuss the result, the why behind achieving the goal. I've discussed this before, discussed results a lot, but this really helps you think deeper about your goals and get you mentally invested. For example, if your goal is to start a business, why? What result do you want to come from it? Perhaps more freedom or flexibility, higher income potential, or something I do not want to hear come out of your mouth. Oh, I think it'll be fun. It better be fun. But that shouldn't be why you want to start a business. I actually had someone come to me a few years ago who thought he's married, 4 very young children, thought starting a restaurant would provide him with more flexibility and fun. It would be fun. Well, I got him to think about how he would have flexibility and fun. Who was going to run the business? Oh, he and his wife? Oh, okay. So who's going to take care of the kids? Where's the flexibility and fun? So I challenged him to think deeper about that. If your goal, like mine, is to run a half marathon, run another one. I haven't run one in a couple years. The result for me personally will be to get back in shape, to get in better shape, and to feel accomplished. If you've listened to me for a while, especially last year, you know I've had a lot of physical setbacks, and things have still not been figured out. So here, I'm going to give you 2 examples. Listen to the difference. If your goal is to increase your income, and you just say, my goal is to increase income, okay? Where's your mind go? What feelings do you get? Okay, what's next? Well, I hope I'll increase my income. I guess here's what I'd do with it. Versus, my goal is to increase my income so I can buy an investment property. The result would be providing residual income and helping me work toward my retirement and financial freedom. So there's no hope involved in that. Yeah, there's still hope, but you've got to have faith. You've got to be invested in it. You've got to have the mindset. Even professionally, my goal is to increase my income so I can upgrade computer systems and software. The result is we'd have increased productivity and be more efficient and in turn make more profit. So where does your mind go? Do you feel more invested? Once you determine the how, or the result, you'll determine the how, the plan. That will help you achieve your goal and even better, the result you desire. Identify what you can do daily and weekly to get going and keep going. But today, for this podcast, I want you to focus on the review of your 30 and 60-day goals, and not just how you'll achieve your 90-day short-term goal, but what result do you want from it? If you're having challenges or really just can't gain momentum or not where you thought you'd be, we need to talk now, because it may just be an attachment to something you haven't realized yet. Let me help you shift your mindset and get you moving in the right direction. And if you're kicking ass, that's awesome. Keep going. Perhaps what can you do to level up? Making sure your goals are challenging you. No, they don't always have to be so hard, but when you think about the result you desire, that may change things a bit. Remember, do you want to just increase your income? Or do you want to increase your income for a purpose? Do you want to start a business to have fun? Or to increase the quality of your life and income potential? There's truly a difference between doing something just to do it or having a purpose by identifying the results you desire. So this week, I want to know, post here or email me, Sandi@sandiballard.com. Remember, the Sandi has an I. What's your 90-day short-term goal, meaning what? And yes, this will be by March 31st or earlier. So what's your 90-day short-term goal? And more importantly, what result do you want to achieve? What by getting this goal, by achieving this goal? What result do you want by achieving this goal? And how will this help you move closer to your overall yearly goal and bigger vision, your 3 to 5 year goals? So these, again, short-term goals will help you create momentum and achieve your bigger vision, your bigger goals, all right? And again, download the worksheet, badassbusiness.coach, go to the DIY section, message me if you can't find it, send me your email. If you're not on the list, I'll get it to you. I want you, you don't have to use my worksheet, but I want you to at least look at the goals, look at your goals, look at some short-term goals, and define the results you want by achieving these goals. All right? I'm going to slam that down your head this week in the social media post. All right, I look forward to hearing from you. Again, thank you so much for being here, for listening to this. And if you can, please recommend my podcast to somebody else and share it on your social media if you can. I'd love it. Put it in your newsletter if you send one out. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great week. Cheers.